Cafe Anyway.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 1211, 1211. Hello, it is Mike Matthews broadcasting from Cafe Anyway, located somewhere in Podcastro Valleymont on a Thursday. This should be a Friday. The week should be over with. I'm getting sick of this week. This week is annoying the crap out of me. You know what, though? Today we're going to have John Deere the engineer, Chely Shoehart, Floyd the Floorman, and Mike's Daily Podcast. A very helpful segment of the FM project, the Fascinating Material Project. Mike's Daily Podcast. That will help you in your life. Well, I had to do a bunch of insurance stuff yesterday, and let me tell you, it was not fun to play on Covered California and input all my data. And now I think I'm gonna have to say late to Obamacare, and that's probably Mike's Daily Podcast just as well, because I'm full-time at my job and they offer health insurance. I just didn't take it right away. Mike's due to Daily Confusion Podcast on there's a lot of getting onto websites, putting in your password, and I forgot my password, and then you enter information and a lot of that, and you just gotta figure it out. And yeah, rates went up with Obamacare, but not that much. I'm just gonna go with my company. It's too volatile what's going on. I'm hearing Anthem might leave Obamacare, and I kind of just want to stick to one thing. Now, if you're in the camp that I was in, not even a year ago, earlier this year, where I was working part-time jobs and not working full-time, Obamacare is an excellent solution. They're going to still keep it afloat for a while, and even if Trump becomes president, he will not have, he can't get rid of it on day one, like he said. There's going to be a lot of adjustments, and unless he wants the whole country to go into the crapper, which, we don't know about this guy, right? Even his supporters are like, we don't know. We love it. We love the unpredictability. Woo! This is going to be awesome. The stock markets are going crazy. But it's not all doom and gloom, because we do live in America, and doors open, like one just did. And we know that we have checks and balances in our government, and that things will be fine. Haha. It'll be a Disney show. No, I think I'm maybe a little too plugged into the media right now. And if you do that, it is all doom and gloom, and we all forget that this Comey letter to Congress is just saying that he's reopening. He's not reopening a case. The case is still open. Now, I heard caught some information, some wind blowing out of the airbags on the conservative radio world, that there was sources that say that somebody else just walked in, Hillary's emails were hacked when she was Secretary of State by several different countries. And somebody else was saying that the Clinton Foundation might be, the FBI sources say with 99% accuracy that Hillary Clinton's server has been hacked by at least 5 foreign intelligence agencies, and that information had been taken from it. And that and then there's the Clinton Foundation that they're going after. So in all of this, the question about Trump's connection with Putin, who knows about that? Anyway, you need to just disengage from the whole world of politics, and we're going to look at but yeah, we do have the election coming up on Tuesday. I found it fascinating that Facebook now has all the propositions up. So you can go through and see if you've been postponing looking at all the propositions. You can do it through Facebook. And you can vote early if you'd like. And people were whining. I was listening to this other thing, and once again, I need to disengage from the frickin' media, but somebody was whining about, voting early is wrong. It's annoying. You gotta find a stamp and you gotta send it in. Well, yeah. But voting early is the thing that millennials are doing more and more, and so it is the wave of the future. It is a tradition, voting early. We've been doing it for a long time in America. It dates way back, so we should do it if we feel like it. But if you've, gotten all the facts that you can get about whatever particular candidate you want to vote for, well, hey, look who just walked in. Or they walked in, they're standing here. Hello, Matthews, it's Chely Shoehart, the gift shop supervisor. Oh my gosh. You seem really confused. I'm perplexed is what I am. Yes, Mike Matthews. You seem really perplexed. It's just I need to disengage from the whole media thing. Look who else is here. Hello, Mike, this is Floyd the Floorman. And this is John Deere, the engineer, Mike. It can be kind of overwhelming sometimes. Mm-hmm. Yes, that's what it is, overwhelming. I think...
And here's today's podcast picture.
I need to look at the podcast picture of a happier time when I was standing on a beach, but it was really cold. So I look like an Eskimo on the beach. I'm completely covered in head to toe in fleece, it seems. That's how it is in the Bay Area. With the beaches and Half Moon Bay. See that picture now at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. You can support the show by going there and clicking on the Amazon link and buying whatever it is you're going to buy on Amazon. It helps us out. All the past podcast pictures are there. There's a PayPal there. You'll get a special greeting from all the Cafe Anyway characters if you do that. All the past shows and everything. I was telling someone about how when I lived in Alabama, one of the jobs that I had as being program director of a radio station out there, my general manager told me, because we didn't have a morning show yet, he wanted me to drive 2 hours, stay at a hotel, and record the morning show using basically a radio and a tape recorder, record the morning show, and then bring back the recording so that he could hear it and see if he wanted to hire them, because I had no control over hiring the morning show. And I was thinking about that, and I remember I kind of liked this town that I had to go to. And I kind of looked it up on the internet because I was feeling wistful about Alabama. And I clicked on the radio station, because now, of course, you can listen to any radio station in the world thanks to the internet. We weren't quite streaming yet back when I was in Alabama. All the radio stations weren't streaming. Now everybody does. And I clicked on that radio station and listened to it, and I remembered why I was kind of glad to get out of Alabama. For one thing, my accent, my California accent, doesn't really fly in Alabama. It doesn't. People go, "Oh, where are you from?" You need more of the more twangy you can get, so to speak, more of the, and it is an awesome twang that you hear. You got to sound more like the locals, is what I'm saying. A little bit of this and talk slower. And I thought to myself, yeah, I'm glad I'm in California. But I did love Alabama, and I need to go visit. What I would like to say, though, is podcasting, no matter where you are, is good to do. So if you are in Alabama, get your twang on, and I'll get my boring non-twang voice on, and we'll all be podcasting before you know it. And what a wonderful world that will be. But when you're looking down on your smartphone looking for a podcast to listen to, remember your neck. That's why we have this segment here called the Fascinating Material Project.
The Fascinating Material Project. FM Project.
Dr. Kenneth Hansroll, Chief of Spine Surgery at New York Spine Surgery and Rehabilitation Medicine in Poughkeepsie, New York, wondered why a 30-year-old male patient still suffered from neck pain long after he had surgically repaired a herniated disc in his back. The man was unable to return to work in spite of months of physical therapy. At a follow-up exam, the source of his pain was crystal clear. He admitted to spending 4 hours a day playing Angry Birds on his iPad and showed his doctor how he looked down at the screen. Then Dr. Dean Fishman, a chiropractor in Plantation, Florida, noticed an alarming trend of more patients showing signs of early disc degeneration in the cervical spine, which is that upper part of the spine that supports the neck. He coined the term text neck and founded his practice, the Text Neck Institute. This trend is worrying since 92% of American adults have a mobile phone, up substantially from 65% in 2004. Almost 3/4 of teens ages 13 to 17 have a smartphone or have access to one. More than half go online several times per day, and 1/4 of them say they go online almost constantly. Dr. Karen Jacobs, an occupational therapist, ergonomist, somebody that works with ergonomics, clinical professor at Boston University, says, with all these new technologies, we are adopting more awkward postures and turtling it in, she says, as screens get smaller and smaller. I'm against the small screen thing. Wait a minute, I thought the big screen thing was awesome. Just make it small enough I can fit in my pocket, but I want a big screen. That's why I go with the Samsung phone. But when you stand with good posture, there's normal curvature in your cervical spine. From a side view, it looks like the letter C, with the curves connected, convexity at the front of the neck and the concavity at the back. With text neck, the normal spine curvature is lost, causing a host of problems over time, including neck and shoulder pain, headaches, and premature disc degeneration that can lead to arthritis, bone remodeling, and a hunched back. We're going to have all these millennials are going to grow up with hunches. This is my hunch. With a good neutral spine posture, ears in line with shoulders, and shoulder blades pulled back. Oh, really? Let me try that. Ow! That's hard to do. The head weighs about 10 to 12 pounds. A recent study published in the journal Surgical Technology International found that when the head is flexed forward at an angle of 60 degrees to look at a mobile device, the effective weight of the head increases significantly to 60 pounds, putting extra stress on the cervical spine. For a teenager with their head down 2 to 4 hours daily, that's up to 300,000 pounds of stress over 5 hours during high school. Yikes, this according to my local Costco Connection magazine. Do you know, Jerry Seinfeld has a joke for that he does in stand-up, where he says, I'm getting tired in culture with everyone in their smartphones, and you're trying to talk to someone and they're looking at you and they're like, oh yeah, uh-huh, and then they do the slow head down to look at their smartphones. I just laugh. It's everywhere. You walk, I've talked about this for years on the podcast. A bunch of people sitting together, and none of them are talking together. They're friends, but they're not talking to each other. They're looking at their stupid phones. And they're all going to have bad text neck. In a case study of patients 13 to 27, this Dr. Fishman instructed half of the participants to use their device at eye level every time, holding it up instead of down. The other half used their devices as usual. Both groups received physical therapy, exercise, and chiropractic treatment. After 1 month of care, patients in both groups reported decreased pain and showed improved results for range of motion and X-ray findings. Both those who used their devices at eye level experienced a significant greater correction in cervical spine curvature and happier emotions. So practice perfect posture. Stand and sit with a neutral spine with ears over shoulders and your shoulder blades retracted rather than hunching shoulders forward. Vary your posture, set limits, and take breaks. As soon as you feel uncomfortable, change your posture. Consider using a sit-stand desk. A free iOS and Android app called Stretch Break for Kids reminds kids to take breaks and demonstrates stretches. Bring devices up to eye level. Sit on the floor with your back to a wall, knees bent, holding the device on your knees. Place your tablet on a table and use a case that allows you to prop it at a higher angle so you don't have to tilt your neck. That won't make you stand out or anything, but you'll have a better neck. There's also make technology work for you. Use the talk to text function. Oh, that's smart. With the Siri on iOS or voice search on Android devices, and strengthen your neck muscles. Try neck and shoulder muscle strengthening exercises, such as the upward dog yoga pose. In all cases, move to where you feel a gentle stretch. If you have questions, consult first, of course, with your healthcare practitioner. As we go outside a cafe anyway, we're bringing Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro Valley. Today's show, and you know what? People out there that say you gotta always show strength, like Donald Trump, they believe in the slogan, I never apologize, never say sorry. And Trump never says sorry, even though this is a fact. Reporters have given up fact-checking him, which is scary, because he's still lying completely all the time. But the fact of the matter is, you should weigh the facts and try not to get away with lies. Where was I going with this? Donald Trump lying. Oh, never say sorry. Right, I wanted to say sorry for today's show. It's a little bit scattered. It is Thursday. I feel like today should have been Friday, and we should have all slept in. But we didn't get to do that, did we? So enjoy the propositions in your local area that you can watch on Facebook, unless you live in Alabama, where as I recalled on the last podcast, I don't remember there was any propositions. But I did remember the town that I had to go and drive to and listen to a morning show. They had great barbecue, though, I have to say. Oh, the barbecue is wonderful. And watch your neck. Watch your neck, my friends. Don't get the text neck. Next show, it will be Benita, the Disgruntled Fiddle Player, and the Brewmaster. Now, Disengage. Oh, and way to go, Cubs. Thank you. The 108 years of pain is over.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Email Mike now at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!